Hello, I'm Medina Shahi.
And I'm Philip Paul, and welcome to The Dish.
As anyone on campus with eyes or ears must know by now, we The Dish have finally claimed what should have been ours long, long ago, an Evie Award. Thank you, please settle down, you're too much.
Of course, now that we're an award-winning production,
as we always should have been,
we've had to make some changes around here. I mean, there are a few things that every critically acclaimed show needs, right? Some dramatic lighting, a will they or won't they romance,
and a major character death.
Wait, what? Who's dying?
Spoiler alert, Philip. I guess you just have to stay tuned.
Well, anyway, Target has recently announced that they're releasing a Bob Ross board game. Yeah, the painter guy with the curly hair has a board game. Bob Ross, the Art of Chill game, has players painting landscapes such as trees and mountains for chill points, and you can purchase the game now for $24.99. If the game gets popular enough, maybe your Tinder dates will stop asking to Netflix and chill, and instead go for Bob Ross, the Art of Chill game, and chill. Okay, maybe I should just shorten it to Bob Ross and chill. Now that's something I'd swipe right for.
If you were near the Boston Common this weekend, you probably noticed an increase in middle school girls running around with their confused dads while screaming about Team 10. That's because social media influencer and former Disney star Jake Paul was spotted in the area yesterday as he prepared to speak at the 2017 Forbes Under 30 Summit. The summit ends October 4th, so you have until then to convince your dad to help you find the star, and maybe to buy you Starbucks along the way.
Kim Kardashian fired back at Trump for his tweets regarding the Puerto Rico hurricane crisis. Her tweet, which got 10 times the retweets that his did, has been praised by both fans and critics of the star. Now let's just hope Kendall Jenner steps up to offer us some Pepsi during these troubling times.
John Stamos and Ashton Kutcher took a funny selfie this weekend when they ran into each other in the pasta aisle at a grocery store. Not pictured was me in the background silently judging John for buying organic gluten-free pasta. Just eat regular pasta like the rest of us, John.
This super special episode of The Dish just so happens to be our first of the season. I know. How can we possibly top the majesties that we've unloaded on your eardrums this far? You'll just have to stick around for more pop culture news after this commercial break.
Welcome back, Emersonians. I'm Peyton Lewis, the host of the Evie-nominated and Evie-losing show, Common Agenda. Last season, we may have had a midlife crisis, but this summer we really found ourselves. After some deep soul-searching and some long nights mourning our defeat, we're back here for another season of the saltiest content and shenanigans on the Emerson channel. This season, we'll dive deep into Emerson's favorite subcultures: film bros, hipsters, and other white boys with brown hair. Turn us on Monday evenings at 8:30 on the Emerson channel.
Guys, I cannot have any more ramen.
Yeah, this food is really disgusting.
These are herbal cough drops.
Well, they're better than nothing.
I have some fruit if you guys want.
Those are Skittles.
Just trying my best.
Well, maybe we can just go to the DH?
What?
Oh my god, that stuff is prison food.
Well, do you have any other ideas?
Well, I'm like starving, so like we have to do something.
Did someone say something? Hi kids, Kitchen Man here. Did you know you can tune into Emerson Channel College Kitchen for great dorm-friendly, budget-friendly recipes?
Okay, but like what if I need to go out to brunch with my girls?
Try Taste of Boston, where we profile great local restaurants in the Boston area. What if I only want to eat competitive chef's food? Tune in to Sliced, our brand new competitive cooking show.
I want to watch College Kitchen.
But wait! We are College Kitchen!
The commercial break's over.
Look what you made me do, look what you made me do, look what you just made me do.
I'm so sorry.
Philip, I've got a list of names and yours is in red underlined. But while I find that list, let's catch up on some music news with Bailey.
Thanks, Medina and Philip. Macklemore and his wife have announced that they are expecting their second child, which leads me to the following questions. 1, Macklemore has a child? 2, Macklemore has a wife? 3, there's Macklemore of them? South Carolina concertgoers will be offered refunds on their Lil Wayne tickets after he valiantly chose to refuse the safety check required to enter the venue. And while we can't be sure why he made such an odd choice, drugs, people on Facebook sure have their opinions. Lori from New York says he thought he was too good to go through security, so he cheated all his fans. Lil Wayne is getting too big for his pants. Lori, have you seen how Lil Wayne wears his pants? They're too big for him. Now, at first, I was bothered by Lil Wayne's willingness to let down his fans as well as his pants. But after reading so many Facebook posts from old people in Utah who feel personally victimized by his actions, I'm back in. Screw a safety check. Luke Bryan is officially joining ABC's new and revived season of American Idol. The country singer will take his place at the judges' table next to Lionel Richie and Katy Perry. Personally, I'll be watching so I can take in Richie's warm voice, Bryan's sparkling smile, Ryan Seacrest's glimmering blue eyes. Katy Perry's also there. Chance the Rapper got into some Twitter beef, tweef, if you will, over the weekend with someone rather unlikely. Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, Chance the Rapper used his massive platform to call out the popular movie review website, slamming them for the fact that the Amy Poehler Will Ferrell movie The House was only given a 17% rating. And while yes, this is probably more movie news than it is music news, it's impossible for me not to talk about the fact that Chance the Rapper directed 6 tweets at Rotten Tomatoes with phrases like, "The House is a comedic delicacy, and if you don't like The House, you are poop. Hashtag justice for The House." Okay, so as you all know, a lot happened this summer, and I'm going to talk about what are, in my opinion, the most important things, and I am going to do it really, really fast. Carly Rae Jepsen released a new song. It's an honest-to-goodness, feel-good power pop bop. Lorde released her new, much-anticipated new album, and I've cried several times listening to it. No, this is not a bit. I cried in public to Lorde, who later covered Phil Collins. I also cried then. Tyler, the Creator, released a really good and fun new album. We got 2 new Taylor Swift songs and an album release date. I, for one, am living. Her first single, Look What You Made Me Do, rocketed to the top of the charts until it was deposed by Bodak Yellow by Cardi B. Taylor Swift sent Cardi followers congratulations because there's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women. LCD Soundsystem is back 6 years after their farewell album. This is happening, and their new album, American Dream, has lost none of their danceable sadness. Honestly, it was one of the best things I've heard. The Killers have another new album, and it's pretty good. Kesha released Rainbows, and the rainbows were made from the tears I cried listening to the album. Charlie XCX had a really fun song, Boys, which I'm still listening to. Dua Lipa has the song New Rules off her self-titled album, and if you haven't seen the music video, go watch it because it's a masterpiece. Both music videos are good. Please go watch them. They're really well done. I'm in love with Dua Lipa now. Bruce Springsteen is on Broadway, which is amazing. Blondie had a really good album, which makes me so happy that after so long, they're still releasing good music. Honestly, thank God for music and women in the music industry because that's what saved summer for me. Lastly, I'd like to acknowledge and mourn the death of rock music legend Tom Petty, who passed away last week. At least heaven has a kick-ass selection of guitarists. Thank you so much. It's good to be back on the dish. Back to you, Medina and Philip.
Never have I ever gotten sick from the DH.
Oh, dang it. Never have I ever cried myself to sleep while clutching NYP.
Dang it. Never have I ever enjoyed our newest segment. Let's go over to our segment hosts and see how their game of Never Have I Ever is going.
I'm Marissa DeFranco.
Hi, I'm Alexis Mikulski.
And I'm Brian Roque, and today we are out here on Boylston Street playing Never Have I Ever Entertainment Edition. Now, the way the game works is that we hand people paddles and we ask them a Never Have I Ever question. And if they have done it, they say I have. If they haven't, they say I have never.
So let's get started. Woo. Never have I ever participated in a talent show.
I have, actually.
What did you do?
I sung and played guitar at my high school in Michigan, and went poorly.
Never have I ever sung karaoke.
Totally. I love karaoke.
Hey, would you like to participate in the dish really quickly? Play a quick game of Never Have I Ever?
I never ever heard of it.
Do you want to sing a little bit now?
Well, I'm a little sick, but I suppose I can try.
So you both have. And what songs did you sing?
I sang Take Me or Leave Me with my sister from Rent.
I sang I Will Survive.
Never have I ever wanted to live in a fictional world.
Oh yeah.
Oh, awesome. Which fictional world?
The day is over, the setting of the sun. My wounds are many, evening has begun.
And how good or bad were you?
Incredible. I brought the house down.
A mist is falling before my eyes. My soul is free now. The shadow forth and rise.
That was amazing. Wow.
That's 70s. I really like that show.
Never have I ever snuck into a movie. What movie was it?
Yeah, right. You definitely have, you delinquent.
Never have I ever been jealous of Northwest. Yes, the toddler in the Kardashian family.
I honestly didn't know who that was for a second, so I have never been jealous of that baby.
I've snuck into several. I've snuck into like Pirates of the Caribbean, random movies I didn't want to see, so I didn't feel it was necessary to pay for it. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm a bad influence. But yeah.
How about any of the other Kardashians?
Yeah, Chloe. She's awesome. I'm jealous of her all the time. Badass though.
Me too. I wish we could all have it.
Would you like to answer a question for the dish?
Never have I ever had a crush on an animated character.
I have
Which animated character?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, who doesn't? Who doesn't have a crush on SpongeBob?
Do you want this ball? There we go. You've heard it here first.
Ooh, I've got another. Never have I ever been on the dish before. Top that.
That bit can't come to the phone right now, Philip. Why? Because it's dead.
All right. Well, on that note, let's hear from another new face on this semester. Charlotte, what do you have in television news for us this week?
Thanks, Philip and Medina. Disney has recently stated that they will be pulling all of their content off of Netflix in favor of their own personalized streaming service. This finally puts to bed any arguments from defensive Disney diehards and proves to the world that yes, Disney does in fact like making more money. Disney said that they are planning on creating this service beginning in 2019 alongside an ESPN video streaming service in 2018, which makes it that much more difficult for your dad to argue why he can't still pay for cable. After announcing this, Netflix stock dropped nearly 5%, to which Netflix responded, "Don't worry, we are still keeping all of your favorite Marvel TV shows." All three people who are still watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. greatly rejoiced. The Emmys were last week, and boy were they surprising. Like, really surprising. Who would have thought that SNL would win every category that they were nominated for? Or that our little underdog, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, would win Best Comedy Actress again? But in reality, the most surprising part of the night was that the producers thought Titus Burgess would somehow fit in a Westworld parody. Young Sheldon premiered this week. Do you want a show that mirrors ABC's Speechless without the complexity or fun? Do you want a show that brings you back to the glory days of the 80s? Do you want a young version of Sheldon playing hilarious words like testicle and brassiere? Of course you do. So why haven't you watched the premiere yet? I've watched it 30 times already. One time for every masterful minute in this show. Conant did a segment driving around in cars with Tom Cruise this week, where they embodied what it's like to be in a car with that one awkward friend. It's hilariously uncomfortable in all the best ways. However, it has only furthered my theory that all late-night talk show hosts have a fetish for sitting in cars with celebrities. Season 2 of The Good Place, starring Kristen Bell, starts off with a bang. And holy mother forking shirt balls, is it good? Oh, you haven't heard of The Good Place? Oh, well, then you probably didn't get that last reference, but don't worry. I hadn't heard of it either until Netflix told me that it was a 98% match for me, probably because it was created by Michael Schur, creator of Parks and Rec. It stars Kristen Bell, and I really enjoy watching her work because I've been told that I somewhat resemble her, and seeing her on TV makes me feel less terrible about the fleeting acting career I have ahead of me. It makes me think, hey, maybe I too can book a stupid teen crime show like Veronica Mars and then seemingly never age while my career keeps me doing quirky rom-coms, and maybe, just maybe, I'll get some type of meaningful career out of my worthless theater degree, right? Is that just me? Okay. Anyway, for those
of you have watched this show. We follow Eleanor, Chidi, Jason, and Tahani, a white woman, a black man, an Asian man, and a British woman of color. Little steps towards intersectionality, right? As they navigate the good place, which is a cheesy, hyper-exaggerated form of suburbia. Think of Main Street in Disney crossed with the place where all your me's hang out on your Wii. It was created by Michael, played by Ted Danson, a demon of the bad place. He creates this neighborhood as a way to trick these characters into thinking that they're in heaven when really they're being tortured in hell. Which isn't exactly a terrible idea, because I know that my personal hell looks exactly like the set of this show, aka an even smaller but hookier version of where I grew up in East Bumfork, Massachusetts. We spend the first season watching our four main characters figure out that they're being tortured, and then once they do, Michael starts it all over again. Determined that if he makes a few tweaks, they'll never figure it out again. And that's where Season 2 picks right back up. And Season 2 is not what you would think. The brilliance of this show is going to lie in how they change the arc of what the characters do. It doesn't fall into the trap of having them figure it out over and over again that they're in the bad place each episode. This show is definitely one of the smartest and most unique in terms of humor and structure. And if you haven't started it yet, and you want to, it's on Netflix. You can watch the whole first season in 2 days. Not that I would know that, because I certainly didn't try that. I did. Well, that's all tonight for me, guys.
You know what my favorite part about Netflix is? The lack of commercials.
But when you're watching true quality content, like EIV's award-winning hit The Dish, commercials are definitely worth the wait. Commercials like the ones that are going to be airing now. Stick around.
Welcome back, Emersonians. I'm Peyton Lewis, the host of the Evie-nominated and Evie-losing show, Common Agenda. Last season, we may have had a midlife crisis, but this summer we really found ourselves. After some deep soul-searching and some long nights mourning our defeat, we're back here for another season of the saltiest content and shenanigans on the Emerson channel. This season, we'll dive deep into Emerson's favorite subcultures: film bros, hipsters, and other white boys with brown hair. Turn us on Monday evenings at 8:30 on the Emerson channel.
Guys, I cannot have any more ramen.
Yeah, this food is really disgusting.
These are herbal cough drops.
Well, they're better than nothing.
I have some fruit if you guys want.
Those are Skittles.
Just trying my best.
Well, maybe we can just go to the DH?
What?
Oh my god, that stuff is prison food.
Well, do you have any other ideas?
Well, I'm like starving, so like we have to do something.
Did someone say something? Hi kids, Kitchen Man here. Do you know you can tune into Emerson Channel Called Kitchen for great dorm-friendly, budget-friendly recipes?
Okay, but like what if I need to go out to brunch with my girls?
Try Taste of Boston, where we profile great local restaurants in the Boston area. What if I only want to eat competitive chef's food? Tune in to Sliced, our brand new competitive cooking show.
I want to watch College Kitchen.
But wait! We are College Kitchen!
Welcome back to The Dish, everyone.
And a warm welcome back to the film correspondent who never moved on with his career, our very own Augie. Let's see what's up in film news this week. Augie?
Thanks, Medina and Philip. Ever wonder what happens after you die? No? Well, I was just wondering when I would die watching the new Flatliners remake, which garnered a rare 0% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics like Ryan Porter of the Toronto Star wrote that the film would be boring if it wasn't so unintentionally funny. Yikes! And I thought it was harsh when my mom said that about me. Fox is reporting that James Cameron's 4 Avatar sequels will wind up being the most expensive movies ever made, with the company budgeting $1 billion for their creation. This money is supposedly being spent on making the film as immersive as possible. But truth be told, the most immersive Avatar experience already exists. It's called doing shrooms at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Leonardo DiCaprio is working with Martin Scorsese in the new motion picture about the life of former United States President Teddy Roosevelt. I don't know how Hollywood works, but props to Leo's agent for finding a way to satisfy his contractual demand to exclusively star in Oscar vehicles featuring bears. Stephen King's It is now the most successful horror movie of all time, earning more than $500 million at the box office. Truth be told, I don't think it merits all that commercial success. I mean, why is it when I dress up as a clown and film myself murdering children, it's a horrifying criminal offense, but when Pennywise does it, it's a beloved instant classic? I think I'm smelling some Hollywood bias here. Mother is the latest film from director Darren Aronofsky. It is a tale of strangers showing up to your house party, and also the creation of all life and matter in the universe. The movie stars Jennifer Lawrence as the titular Mother. Side note, I will be saying Mother every time because that's how it's written. Same with Jeb, and much like Jeb, Mother comes from a poor family lineage and still manages to disappoint. See, Aaron Aronofsky has made some good movies. With The Wrestlers, the only real exception, he's a very obvious man. Case in point, any interview he's done about this movie. While most artists try to encourage your audience to tease out a meaning from the piece for themselves, Crayon Tartakovsky sounds like a cabbie explaining how he sees it. The movie is basically spoiled if you went to a single Sunday school class, but literally he'll spell it out for free. J-Law is Mother Earth, Bardem is God, bing bang boom. But is that really the point? Any horrible, horrible art school student will tell you that art is supposed to challenge you, to inspire you. Well, Mother reminds us that art is supposed to bore us for a bit, shock us for a bit, and then let us figure it out immediately, so we leave the theater feeling smart. That's not to say there aren't good things in this edgy reboot of Children's Illustrated Genesis. The shots of J-Law looking vaguely confused and wandering around a party are enjoyable for the first hour, but they soon get stale. But then they pick back up when the party becomes an allegory for the entire history of human suffering, condensed to about 10 minutes. Ed Harris is good and my friend. Michelle Pfeiffer plays a nice Tennessee Williams version of Eve, all drunk and horny and yelling. And Kristen Wiig as a war criminal is really the thing to focus on in this bit of a mess of a film. Overall, 5 clumsy Eden metaphors out of 10. Back to y'all.
Well, thanks, Augie. And here I was thinking the movie would involve passive-aggressive comments about my inability to maintain a relationship. Oh, I'm really taking advantage of the all-you-can-eat dining hall, huh? Sounds like J-Law had a different mother than I did.
On that note, I think it's time we move on to the mother of all segments, the almighty round table.
I resent you for saying it like that. That's how I started out.
Isn't that the bit? It's like,
Oh, that's his bit. That doesn't make it fun.
All right, so the first question is Kevin Hart cheating scandal. What are your thoughts?
Well,
you wanted to lay this out.
Yeah, okay, so to lay out what's going on here.
Much like he did.
Kevin Hart, yes, right, yeah, he really laid it out by cheating on his wife, his pregnant wife, and let's note that he is with his pregnant wife as a result of cheating on his ex-wife.
So we've got wife 1, who he cheated on with wife 2.
Yes, sir.
Who he then cheated on.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sensing a pattern of sorts.
The Kevin Hart narrative, some might say.
A heart-on, if you will.
Hey.
The one difference is the kids aren't born and old yet. The kid is
Right.
in her stomach,
Right.
and he decided to do that to her.
Oh, for a second I thought you were like referencing some movie.
No.
F. Scott Fitzgerald?
I, for one, just don't understand how so many women are dating such a short man.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Listen,
That's why he has to cheat on his wife is because he is too short.
Oh, no,
for
he's
his
too
wife.
insecure.
Yeah,
It's totally like short man syndrome. It's insecurity.
Napoleonic complex.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
let's
yes,
not
yes.
offend short men.
Yeah,
Let's not
yeah.
do that. But what
Medina has a type, and she does not want to be stereotyped.
Exactly.
That's true.
What I think is he has just become so famous and so rich that he probably has such a big head now that he thinks he can do anything.
Well, he's so famous and so rich, he can get as many tall women as he likes.
And that's what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of famous rich guys who like go without cheating on their wives, and I'm sure if I
Are
thought
you
long enough,
sure,
I could
though?
think of at least one.
It might take
George
longer than 4
Clooney?
minutes.
George Clooney.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, he just hasn't been blackmailed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a theory about this whole thing. Ready? So Kevin Hart, the woman that he slept with, that he cheated on his wife with, right? She tried to blackmail him, right? He then decided to say, "Forget this blackmail. I'm going to take it amongst myself to release whatever tapes you have."
Which is a power move, which I
Ready?
enjoy.
Now, with that being said, I have a theory that so many dudes in Hollywood are out there cheating on their wives, but they pay off this blackmail and they never let it blow up, right? Kevin was just sitting here and he's like, "Listen, I'm America's funny man." Branded as, I think we should get to that later. I think we should definitely get to that later.
Let's go
right now. All right, Kevin Hart being America's funny man, is that true? Is that accurate?
I think he's the
think
funniest comedian out there.
I think
That is my
that's-
opinion.
That is such low standards. Like the women dating him, they have literal low standards. I'm now funnier than Kevin Hart. Don't you dare.
Who do you think is funnier? Go ahead.
I would say that Aziz Ansari
Aziz Ansari
is America's funny man.
He's hilarious. He's also hilarious. But
John
at the end of the day,
Mulaney's hilarious.
I've never watched
No.
anything by Aziz
I
Ansari.
disagree. I do not think John Mulaney is funny.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he's funny.
I think that Aziz is hilarious. I think John Mulaney is hilarious. But you know what? I think that in a weird way, I mean, every buddy comedy has Kevin Hart paired up with this big, like, vagabond like The Rock, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like he's just branded himself as just like this guy who's in every film, right? He's like a stand-up, like, you know, masterclass, setter, essentially.
He's a Costello without an Abbott, or did I flip-flop that? My father's going to watch this later and text me the answer. But like, he's the funny man without a continual straight man. The problem is he's got the one joke, is that he can make his eyes real big and he's real short. Like, that's his only joke. Can you tell me another thing that Kevin Hart banks on for
Isn't that
humor?
complete talent to make such a living off that one joke? I
Bazinga.
think that's complete talent. But Kevin Hart has so much more to him. So much more.
What,
He plays
like
he
what?
plays the little scared person that I always tell you
And
about.
his eyes
And
get
he
big
also-
and he's short.
And he also pretends to be a rapper.
And he also
talks
cheats on
about
his wife.
what-
That's a
Okay,
big thing.
here is the true test of how good Kevin Hart is. His highest rated movie
thank God.
on Rotten Tomatoes
I'm forgiving the job.
is The Secret Life of Pets.
Which was bad.
Which was bad, and
Which
he
was
only
bad.
voiced something. Like,
That's really surprising, actually. That's actually
Is it?
crazy.
I
Is it
don't think it's
a
I'm not
little?
shocked.
A little?
I'm not shocked.
Huh? That's wild. That's a good note. Hey.
So I think we've come to a forced consensus.
I am
Kevin
not
Hart's not
conforming
that funny.
to that forced consensus whatsoever.
You also think like new Taylor Swift, like what
Let's
you made,
not
look
go
what
there.
you made me do is the best Taylor Swift song, which is not "Shake It Off." 1989 was her best album. I will
Oh
die
my
on that
God, it's
hill.
you
I'm going
along
to defend
with
my
me.
co-host. I think
I'm
Taylor
fearless.
Swift poetry and a playboy.
You have no sex.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time on The Dish.